Any node, let's get started. This chapter outlines the fundamental steps for the anynode setup, beginning with installation, initial frontend launch, wizard configuration, and the guided setup. We assume you're working with a clean anynode installation. Please consult our first steps instructional video if you require more detailed installation instructions. By default, anynode's frontend access is restricted to port 8088 unless the port wasn't changed through the installation options and the localhost hostname, or the IP version for loopback address 127.0.0.1. To perform maintenance and administration tasks on any node from a different computer, you can enable remote access and add a web server connector. For detailed instructions, refer to our video tutorial on remote access, or consult our Let's Encrypt & Company with Acme Tech note, specifically its subchapter on creating an HTTPS connector. For security reasons, we strongly advise that the web server connector's access be limited to within the corporate network. First, frontend start. When you start the anynode frontend for the first time after installation, you must set up an initial password for the default administrator account. The default administrator username in anynode's frontend is anadmin. The initial password must contain a minimum of 8 characters, which is the default restriction of anynode's frontend. That password default policy can be changed later in the frontend through extras, user management, users, roles and policies, and the password policy tab. The password is verified for compliance with the specified restrictions within the anynode frontend during input. The entered password is promptly saved in anynode's configuration. Note, it's crucial to come up with a strong password to protect your accounts from unauthorized access. Your password should have a minimum of 12 characters, but using 14 or more characters is even better. Using a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols is recommended. Avoid using words or names of people, characters, organizations, products, or anything else that can be easily guessed or associated with you. Once entered and valid, click the Set Password button. By opting to join our User Experience Improvement Program, you have the opportunity to contribute to the enhancement of our product or service. Your valuable feedback will empower us to elevate both usability and functionality, ultimately creating a more user-friendly and enjoyable experience for all. Participate in our User Experience Improvement Program, share your insights, and help us grow. Once you have made your decision, click Continue to proceed. Anynode Wizard. Let's proceed with the anynode wizard. When you launch anynode's frontend for the first time after installation and set up the frontend password, you will automatically be welcomed by the anynode wizard. This wizard and its assistants provide a user-friendly interface that assists users through various configuration scenarios step by step. For example, we will establish a connection between Cisco Webex Calling and a voice-over IP provider, including complete routing. The anynode wizard simplifies configuration processes by providing multiple predefined system profiles for voice-over IP providers, PBXs, and other voice-over IP systems. It handles the configuration work in just a few minutes. The anynode scenario wizard provides a guided setup for frequently used scenarios. To initiate the guided setup, the wizard will assist you through the process. In this example, we will be utilizing the Cisco Webex Calling and Voice over IP provider scenario. For the Voice over IP provider connectivity, a generic SIP provider template will be used. For the PBX or Voice over IP system part, the Cisco Webex Calling preset is selected. Once selected, you start to run through the configuration tasks of the Node Interconnection Assistant. The Node Interconnection Assistant takes care of the configuration process step by step, making sure to highlight any incomplete steps with a red exclamation mark on the left menu. On the right side, you'll find input forms where you'll need to provide user-specific or system-related inputs, which the assistant doesn't handle automatically. Once you've filled out a form correctly and completely, it will be marked with a reassuring green checkmark. We recommend following the configuration in the order prescribed by the assistant. However, starting the scenario configuration at any point or selecting individual configuration steps directly from the left menu is also possible. Nevertheless, as soon as the scenario is launched, the assistant begins with the first node setup of the selected scenario. Click Configure to enter and set up the node-related configurations.